Hey everybody, welcome back to one more video from Hyperpix Productions. I hope you're doing great and feeling well. Today we're back with one more product, which is an absolutely useful and beautiful product, which is named Vintage Art Photoshop Action, which allows you to convert your images just with a single click from this form into this brilliant and detailed form. So as you see, the result is fantastic. So I'm going to show you some different examples. Honestly, it's a miracle, this action. So in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to work with this product, and also without needing you to have any special knowledge in Photoshop and be a professional, just by watching this video and following us and downloading this product, you can convert your images into this fantastic form you see. And honestly, it's fantastic. So to download this product, you need to just join the VIP account of Hyperpix. So to join, you just need to refer to the link in the description, which is hyperpix.com. You just need to get the membership and access this product and every other single product we have on our website, and also the weekly updates which we're going to upload for our VIP members. So these are the samples you saw in the preview, and let's get started to work with this product and see how easy and exciting it is to start. So after you download the product and extract out of the zip form, you would be a witness of these files in a Vintage Art Photoshop Action folder. One thing you need to note is that if you use the latest versions of Photoshop, it means CC 2015 and higher than that, 2021, 2020, 2022. If you use these latest versions, you need to import this action into your Photoshop and run it. But if you use the later versions, it means before 2015, from CS5 and before that, you can't use this action. It won't support. So you need to use this action and import it into your Photoshop. So don't forget about this. I'm going to use the latest versions of Photoshop. So I'm going to just double click on this file and import it into my Photoshop. Just before, you need to open your Photoshop, and now just double click and your Photoshop would open one more time, and it means that your action is added. If you open the window and actions, you would see that Vintage Art by Hyperpix action is added. And just make sure you pay attention to the date. Version C 2015 and higher than that would just work on this action. But if you add it wrong, you would have an error. So this was the first thing you need to know. So let's get back to this folder. We don't need this folder, and the texture group as well, which we don't need it right now. We have Vintage Art Brush and Vintage Art Pattern, which are two files which need to get added to your Photoshop, which easily with a single double click is going to get added to your Photoshop, and also the pattern. So just the double click, and when the Photoshop opens, it means the action is added. I'm just going to select the brush, right click on the screen, and as you see, Vintage Art Brush is added right here. So that means everything's ready to get started editing. So to run the action, I need to just insert an image to my Photoshop. You can just select your ideal image. The size shouldn't be very small, preferentially the width shouldn't be higher than 1500, and the height shouldn't be more than 2000. That's perfect. Very small images won't have a very good result, and also very huge and large images won't have a good result. So try to use images with pixels between 2000 to 4000. That's perfect. So the next thing you need to note and pay attention to is to select the brush tools, and notice that the opacity and the flow should both be on 100. So these two, if they're on any other number except 100, the action would have some problems. So we put the flow and opacity on 100. So the next thing we need to do right now is that we select the main object in this image which the action is going to run on. So you can use different tools like the brush or paint tool, or manually you can just select your object and cut it out of the background and image and select it. But the easiest one in the latest Photoshops is that you open the select menu, scroll down and select subject. So the Photoshop will select your main subject automatically and it will select your object. So you need to create a new layer and name the layer with lowercase letters brushed. So don't use capital, just like this, brush is okay. So I selected it right now, and with Alt and back buttons, by pressing them together, I'm going to select this section. So if you don't want to use Alt and back, you can just select the brush tools and just make your selection black. It doesn't make any difference, or if you don't have the subject tools, you can just manually select your brush and brush your subject and make it black and cover it. This is one of the oldest ways, which we don't use as much. So anyway, I'm just going to select my main subject, and if you want your action to work much more better, I just prefer to add a little to the height and the width of my image and give it some empty space, which it makes it much more beautiful. It's not a hard job at all. I'm just going to select the crop tools, drag from left, right and up, just a little from this side, and our action is going to have a fantastic space to run. It doesn't matter if the background color is different, just the main subject is important. So I'm going to select the brush. The action is ready to run. The opacity and flow are both 100. The image is added and everything's perfect. We don't need to do anything else. I'm just going to run my vintage art action, and all of everything is getting added automatically, step by step, without needing to do anything extra, depending on the hardware of your system. It might take a little moment, like maybe from 1 to 3 minutes. We're going to wait until we get our first message. So here we go. We get this message from our action, which is telling us we need to select a texture from our texture folder and insert it to our image. So I'm just going to select continue, and from the vintage art folder, I'm going to open the textures folder, and I'm just going to use one of these textures depending on your own taste and select continue. So over here it tells us where we can place it. I prefer it to be hidden, where you can change the place at the end. I'm just going to OK, double click, and the rest of our action is going to get started to run. So we're just going to be patient a little and wait. Don't touch anything until you get your completion message. And here we go. In this level, everything's ready and finished. We have the complete message. We just select stop, and now our editing and customizing starts to just finish off and customize our image. And you can just make some little changes to the colors and get to your ideal result. So I'm going to start from the first group, which is adjustments and colors options, which is the settings of the colors which we can have on the image. It gives us some color presets, which by switching on each one of these groups you can use these ready settings and colors for your image. Also, you can edit and change the opacity or combine a few of these colors together and get some brilliant results. You're totally free to have any controls on your image. I'm going to combine 3 of these groups together just like this. So we have the next folder, which is original photo colors. If you paid attention, this image had some colors to it, like this yellow skirt and these clothes this lady had. So if you want to use these colors, just need to switch on this group. And as you see how artistic and professional these colors are added to our subject, you can also reduce the opacity and have not as much color on your image. And fantastic. So also you can just switch off the whole group. You're totally free. The next folder is text. This is the text in the background to give this vintage feel and artistic feel. You can just switch it off if you don't want to go with it, or you can just leave it remaining. Easily change the font. I'm going to go with another font. So I would select this font that I think it suits my image a little more. I'm just going to enlarge it a little, and I think it's perfect. Here we go. Also, you can type your ideal text instead. I'm going to just go with this text. I think is brilliant. So also I'm going to just drag it down and customize my text a bit. I think the size is also a little small. I'm going to enlarge it a little, and I think it's brilliant. As you see how magnificent our text looks, you can also change the color of your text and give any color you want to it. It's absolutely easy and fantastic. So also I can drag this shadow in the background a little towards right. So we have one brush over here which has the ability to change the color of it. You can give any color you want to it. And also I can just select this color. You can just switch the whole group off. You're totally free, or you could change the place and just leave it wherever you want. You're totally free to have any control you want on your image. The inner shadow is this inner shadow around the frame of your image, which you can switch it off, or just leave it remaining and customize the brightness and the opacity. So by playing around with these adjustments, you can get some absolutely new results. So if you switch off the lines, some lines are going to get added to your image, which default line is off. You can just leave it remaining. The next group are these little color spots on your image, which every single one of them are editable. You can select them and give your ideal color to them, and you can have some fantastic customization options, which is honestly mind-blowing. And you can have any control you want on every single item, and it's fantastic. So I don't think I need to explain anything else. Just select each one of these spots you want and give a color to them and change their place. The next group is border, which is this border around your main object and subject, which if I switch it off, you're going to see the result. I'm just going to leave it on remaining. You also have complete control on the border as well. The next folder is details, which are the little details on your subject, which by switching off each one of them, you can be witness of the result and the details. If you increase the opacity, you can have a complete control on everything. For instance, detail number 12 is the highlight on your subject, which I can just increase or reduce the opacity. The next group, as you see, has effect on the middle part and the highlight of your subject, which if I switch off the tick, you're going to see the result. Also, I can reduce the opacity just like this, and finally you can select the color for a few of the parts and the highlights of your subject. Honestly, it's brilliant and absolutely professional. So we're going to get past from the details group. The next folder, one more time, we have this color in the background and behind of the subject, which you can have a complete control on it. Just switch it off, or just add any colors you want to it, or combine the colors, and you'll witness of the result. So the next group is background texture. If you pay attention and zoom in the background, you're going to see like this vintage papery texture, which if you switch this group off, you're going to see the result. I'm going to just leave it on remaining. It's like this papery old style, which you can just reduce the opacity if you want it remaining, and the next textures are all the same, which if I switch them off, you're going to see the huge effect of the image. I'm just going to leave them back on. It gives like this dirty, dusty design to your image, which depending on your taste, you can just play around with these textures and be witness of your own fantastic results. So finally, we have this selection option and the background color, which if you double click and scroll around, you can select your ideal color, which is applied to the whole of your image, and it's fantastic. And this is your original image, which is turned into this magnificent style. The result is honestly amazing. So I hope you enjoyed watching this product. I hope you enjoyed the video. To download, just refer to hyperpix.net, get the VIP membership, join the account to access this fantastic product, and also all of our updates and our collections. Every week we have so many surprises with new products, so don't forget to follow us. If you like this product, like this video, subscribe our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye to one more video from Mary.